for CLNS Media, previewing the game that we've all been looking forward to this week. Patriots versus Steelers. Gonna be a slog fest. Might be tough to watch, but hey, it's football. Best game in the world. So, we're grateful. And hey, maybe the Patriots lose this one and they keep their fantastic positioning in the draft. So we're going to go over first a few moves that the Patriots made before we get into the actual inactives, which is really what this is about. So the first one, the Patriots beat out apparently 6 teams to sign former Eagles, linebacker and special teamer Christian Ellis. Like I said, he's someone that 6 other teams were interested in. One of the nice things about the Patriots not having a very good season this year is that they have a very high waiver claim, so they were able to get him. Special teams has not been a highlight for the Patriots this season, so really no way to look at it, but probably a positive. Not sure what kind of impact he's going to have with so few games left, but this could potentially be somebody that they have in their long-term plans as they go into next season. After that, we've got some practice squad elevations. First was quarterback / wide receiver / whatever they have him doing in practice these days. Malik Cunningham, second week in a row that he's been elevated. Didn't play any snaps last week. The Patriots said that they had plans for him. Malik Cunningham said that there were some plays that he was involved in with the game plan. I would guess that his involvement was supposed to be in red zone, maybe like goal line kind of thing, because we saw the Patriots in short yardage. They used those kind of tush-pushy sort of formations, so he wasn't probably involved there, and obviously they never made it to the red area, so the fact that they burned a practice squad elevation on him, then didn't use him, probably means that there was just a situation that they didn't get into and they weren't able to use him. But maybe we'll see him this time. Hopefully they've got him involved in something that doesn't involve scoring territory because, as we're going to get into, the Patriots passing game is pretty shorthanded right now. Obviously missing Ramondre Stevenson, so that's going to be a pretty tough one for them to contend with. And then adding to the backfield with Ramondre Stevenson out for a few weeks, hopefully for his well-being for the rest of the season, as he suffered an ankle injury last week. We saw running back Kevin Harris elevated from the practice squad. This is going to be his season debut. I was wondering what was going on with him. Obviously, the Patriots have just gone Ramondre and Zeke all season. You could technically throw Ty Montgomery into that backfield mix, but if you ask me, he's a special teamer. The guy's got 3 carries, less than 10 targets, and in the time that he has been targeted, it usually doesn't work out pretty well. It's usually worked out pretty negatively. Kevin Harris, the last time we saw him get significant snaps was last season against the Cardinals when Ramondre Stevenson got hurt and the backfield was really, really thin. And he and Pierre Strong actually had good games. That was really what a lot of people were basing some potential excitement off of for those 2 young guys last year. So Kevin Harris, second year back, going to get an opportunity as probably the number 2 behind Ezekiel Elliott to show what he can do in the backfield. I'm going to pull up the inactives list so we can just make it a little easier. All right, so let me share my screen with you all real quick. There it is. We have got Patriots inactives. Now, Devontae Parker was somebody who, apparently he wasn't out there early on when they were warming up today, so it kind of seemed like he was probably going to be out. We knew he had a knee injury, so he's not going to play. Sean Wade was missed. I think it was around the middle of the game. He left last week with an illness. He was already ruled out. Ramondre Stevenson, as we already knew, he's going to be out for a little while. Kayshon Boutte and Demario Douglas were already ruled out as well ahead of this game, so those aren't surprises. But Darian Lowe, once again, a healthy scratch. JaMycal Hasty, who he thought could potentially maybe get in the backfield mix. He's more of a change of pace style receiving back where, he can make people miss. He's got some explosiveness when he gets the ball in his hand. He's got some receiving prowess. Patriots claimed him on waivers a few weeks ago. But once again, even with the backfield shorthanded, I guess the Patriots are just going to stick with a two-man punch, and we're not going to see JaMycal Hasty. But yeah, those are the big ones. So with the receiver position, obviously very shorthanded. Devontae Parker led the Patriots last week with 9 targets. Bailey Zappe's favorite target, one of his favorite targets going all the way back to last season. Zappe clearly has a level of comfort with him when it comes to throwing the ball downfield. So that's going to be a big element of the game. I was thinking maybe they try to be aggressive this week, considering how shorthanded and it's a short week. Maybe they, try to be the aggressors. That's going to be tough this week. Now the Patriots have Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyquan Thornton, Jalen Reagor, and technically Malik Cunningham as their wide receivers. Malik Cunningham is another one where, I wouldn't really put him in that wide receiver mix. He played a handful of snaps against the Raiders when he was signed to the active roster. I think he fell on one or two of his routes. It wasn't a super impressive performance, so I wouldn't expect to see a whole lot of him in that regard. But with the Patriots being short at wide receiver, I'd expect to see a lot of the tight ends. We're probably going to see a lot of Mike Gesicki, who played his lowest snap count of the season last week, and a game plan that was more revolved around the wide receivers. So Hunter Henry, Pharaoh Brown, Mike Gesicki, we're probably going to see a lot of those guys in this game. But yeah, guys, it's an interesting matchup. Obviously, the over-under for this game was at 30 points, 30.5, which was the lowest it's been in a couple decades. I think the Patriots were the last team to play. It was the Bengals in like the late 90s. Was the last time that we saw a game that was expected to be this low scoring. And you got two backups at quarterback. The Steelers do have Najee Harris, so they've got more firepower than some people expected them to come into the game with. So they've got their 1-2 punch with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. But the Patriots have what I found a couple days ago, the best run defense, or one of the best run defenses we've seen in the past decade, actually. So that's what the Steelers running backs are going to have to contend with. And I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of aerial attack out of either one of these teams. So hopefully we get a mercifully quick game with a lot of running. I don't know how much scoring we're going to see necessarily, but this is going to be a throwback style game where if you like guys bashing their heads against the wall and, good, tough defense, then this is the game for you. If you're looking for fireworks, then, you may want to grab a glass of wine, a beer, whatever your, thing is of choice, kick back and just try to enjoy this game as much as possible. But yep, that's the preview. Patriots shorthanded wide receiver, shorthanded at running back. They tried to address it at the running back position with Kevin Harris. We could see some Malik Cunningham as Mac Jones looks like he is not just the backup, but might be the third string. We didn't see Zappe so bad that another guy had to come into the game, so we don't know for sure who the top backup is. But that's what we know. That's what we know for now. Try to enjoy this one. Hopefully, we get some pleasant surprises in this game. If your team tank, I'm with you. Hopefully, we're entertained, but the Patriots don't pull this one out, which I hate to say as someone who wants to see the guys on this defense who've been busting their butts come out with a victory, but the reality is the Patriots are in a spot where they should really be looking towards the future. And while there's no tanking between the whistles, you just really hope that they can stay on the trajectory they're at and be in a better place for next season. So buckle up for this one, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll see you after the game where John Zanis and myself will be going over whatever we end up seeing in this one.